Mankato Fire Department is paired with Dino's Pizzeria once again as they make deliveries in their iconic fire trucks.
Pizzas are sold for $9.11 each, and all the money and tips raised goes directly to the North Mankato Fire Department. This will be the 9th year the local fire department has hosted this fundraiser, and over that time they've raised over $16,000 for their department. In North Mankato, only 3 fire trucks will be making the deliveries, and the firefighters will also check smoke and carbon monoxide detectors if the homeowner wants. Here at KEYC, we took part in the fundraiser to celebrate a major milestone in our broadcast history. Well, it was October 5th, 1960. The Pittsburgh Pirates squared off against the New York Yankees in the World Series.
And KEYC made its inaugural broadcast to show that game. From that first date up until now, 55 years later, KEYC News 12 has evolved with the ever-changing broadcast industry.
KEYC News 12's Colin Oraskovich brings us a look back at these 55 years on the air.
This is 12. This is KEYC Television Mankato.
For 55 years. Get ready for more local news important to you.
Get ready for CBS.
KEYC has been welcomed in homes across southern Minnesota and northern Iowa.
When I started work here, the studio location here had been a cow pasture, and the walls were just beginning to go up for the construction of the studio building.
And on October 5th, 1960, under Lee Enterprises, the independent KEYC studio hit the airwaves for the first time. But being a newly established news station came with significant hurdles.
And back the first 7 or 8 years, we didn't have any way to record anything, so commercials had to be done live each time you saw them.
Despite initial technological limitations, KEYC pushed forward to continue providing local, informative news and broadcast content for the region.
I started on May 1st of 1968, and we only had 3 people in the newsroom: Chuck Pasick, John Husock, and myself. That was it. Our newscasts for a few years were still in black and white, even though color was everything else. And so you'd be watching color all day, on comes a newscast, and it's black and white.
When we first went color, we only had 1 camera in the studio that would broadcast color.
Since that point, KEYC has seen continued growth after being purchased by the United Communications Corporation in 1978 under the leadership of the Brown family. Adding Fox 12 Mankato 8 years ago and transitioning to high-definition broadcast in 2013. Yet through the decades, KEYC has continually aimed to provide unbiased coverage of the stories important to southern Minnesota and northern Iowa.
And in fact, our charge is to enrich the local community, which is what each of us come to do and at work every single day.
55 years, bringing the coverage that matters to you.
The fact Mankato and the Mankato area, they have their own little TV station right here. Sure, we're not the big metro area, but we cover what's here. The weather, it's what happens here, not someplace else. So yeah, it's a plus all the way.
And prepared to cover whatever the next 55 years brings. Colin Oraskovich, KEYC News 12.
Maybe it'll bring back that giant key sign. I like that.
That was cool. You were a fan of that.
Yeah.
A lot of history there. Very cool. Well, the Owatonna Huskies are in Mankato this afternoon taking on the Cougars in soccer.
We'll take you there coming up in sports. And later on, one church in Texas literally went to the dogs and the cats and the birds. We'll tell you why.
And here's a look at the morning commute forecast for tomorrow. A mostly cloudy sky. Temperature reading starting off in the low 50s as you travel off to work and school. I've got your 7-day forecast straight ahead.